I am Maria Garcia de Fleury. In these times where we are full of illnesses and problems of health, it is interesting to remember a person who dedicated himself to the sick and invited others to do so. He is the founder of infirmaries several centuries before any of the modern care institutions. He is patron of health professionals and hospitals. His name is Camillus of Lellis, who together with some friends founded a congregation that gave rise to what we know now as nurses, particularly war nurses, the Congregation of Ministers of the Sick and Martyrs of Charity, known today as the Order of the Camillians. The Camillos are precursors of the Red Cross. Camillo de Lellis was born in Italy in 1550. He was orphaned by his mother, and at a very young age, he joined the Venetian army as a soldier. He dedicated himself to a life of vices and random games. After serving in the army for a few years, Camillo got injured in his leg, which prevented him from working. After spending all his money, he went to work building a Capuchin convent in San Giovanni Rotondo. One day, he heard a reflection from a friar who was leading the workers, and this was the cause for deep conversion. The beggar, former gambler and almost thief, confessed and surrendered to the mercy of God. He was 25 years old. He went to San Giacomo Hospital and dedicated himself to caring for the sick. Camillo wanted to found an order for lay nurses, but the scheme was rejected, and with the advice of his friends and his spiritual guide, St. Philip Neri, he decided to become a priest. He was 32 years old when he began studying to be a priest at the Jesuit college in Rome. Together with two companions, Camillo founded the Congregation of the Servant of the Sick. The group went to work at the Holy Spirit Hospital. There, every day, the Camillos cared for the patients, trying to do so as if they were Christ himself, giving them everything they could, especially the sacraments. They began to be called Fathers of Good Death, and the members were voted to dedicate themselves to those affected by the epidemics. Camillo worked in hospitals, taking care of the sick in their homes and in prisons. San Camillo's next challenge was to send religious alongside the troops so that they could care for those who were wounded. Camillo, the saint of the sick, always suffered for 36 years from his leg, from two painful sores on the sole of his foot, and from another series of ailments. But even so, he did not stop worrying and working for his children, the sick. In 1607, he resigned from the leadership of the Order of Servants of the Sick, known as the Camillian Order, and died a few years later on July 14, 1614, at the age of 64. Their feast is celebrated on July 18. To this day, the Camillo religious order, with the mandate of their founder to care for the sick with the same love of a tender mother with her only sick son, dedicated their life to humanizing the world of health, caring for the sick, teaching others to do it for the love of God, because they know that with God we always win.